Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today's topic is twin flames, have you been nesting? And, when we think about nesting, we think about getting ready to give birth, right? Even like us as mothers that's had children, we go through this nesting period. Birds make a nest in order to lay their eggs. And we, as the divine feminine, have been rising up within connecting and finding ourselves so that we can actually now start to recreate ourselves, which is giving birth to our divine goddess energy in order for us to basically align with our higher selves, our highest divine truth, and now bring that into form. Now, I'm going to talk 1 second about a couple things before I share with you 3 ways to help you kind of stay in alignment as you are recreating yourself. But I want to talk for 1 second about where the energy is, both astrological and collectively. So this week we've had the new moon in Taurus. So this new moon in Taurus is definitely about anchoring the energy, pulling it in and through us, and about helping us bring into form all that we have been creating in the 5D so that now we can bring it into the 3D and it can manifest into our reality. And, when it comes to like nesting, also, it is also about this feeling of something exciting is happening. Something is on its way. So I've been telling people like all week to get in this place of expect things to show up. And now it's about expecting to show up from your heart and the things that you've been desiring this whole time. And at the end of the day too, when it comes to cleaning out the house or cleaning up the house or getting things in order, and I've been seeing a lot of people that have been either really, really purging their homes and or a lot of moves have been taking place. And one of the reasons this is happening is because the vibration has changed. The internal status of who we are has shifted into this higher elevation. And it's about now everything around us starting to need to match that higher elevation. And in doing so, it's another purge of like the past or the things that aren't serving purpose anymore so that we can recreate from this higher state of being. And when we think about this in our home, or what is home? Home is ultimately about us finding the inner peace and happiness and the stillness within, no matter what's going on around us. And so when we look at that from the collective scale, look at what's happening energetically in Hawaii with the volcano eruption. Hawaii represents the Lemurian energy and the divine feminine energy aspect from clearing. Like, for instance, a volcano is all about eruption and all about purge. Well, that volcano represents goddess Pele, the goddess of volcano, the goddess of fire. And Pele is has this representation is about the stuffing and the pushing inside and the suppression of all the anger or all of the past things that has created anger and or anything that really hasn't served a purpose and to the higher self of not speaking your truth or not stepping into your highest truth, really anything that pulls you out of alignment with that. And so goddess Pele on one end is the goddess of fire and can erupt through a lot of anger and this release that comes with that. But on the other end, she also forgives very quickly. So she can anger quickly, she can forgive quickly. And with the collective energy, what's going on with the divine feminine right now, this energy of goddess Pele is exactly what is happening to us collectively. And it's exactly what is manifesting into the 3D format of purging all of the past karma that's built up inside of that suppressed energy, where we haven't even been our truest authentic self from the feminine side, that we've held so much into the masculine sides of ourselves from the divine feminine counterparts. And what's happening with the divine masculine in this same timeline, and it's coming from them, and the kind of exact opposite spectrum here, this energy of the divine feminine of rising up and standing in empowerment is actually giving the divine masculine on some level this feeling of rejection, and is creating a purge of that abandonment that now the divine masculine has been clearing. And this has happened where, I'm seeing like the divine masculine, having things that they need to clear with their moms, and also their karmics, and including the divine feminine counterparts that have, like I said, risen up. They are standing alone, and that energy is not being projected onto the divine masculine. So the divine masculine's feeling this sense of like release, and as far as rejection, meaning the energy is not directed directly on them, which is forcing them in that projection to be looking within themselves to clear that abandonment and stand alone in their empowerment. And so with that being said, I just want to see if that feels complete. And then I want to share with you the 3 ways that can help you stay in alignment with this recreation of yourself. And it definitely feels complete. I just want to, I want you to understand, I guess, first and foremost, the thing I do want to recap here, and the point of kind of what I was saying is that we've been working to find ourselves, whether you're the divine feminine and or the divine masculine. It's actually shifting into the goddess energy, the high priestess and the high priest energy. And to do that, that means to come into alignment with our highest truth, our highest self, and our highest version of everything that we want to bring into form and manifest. In order to do that, we have to go through this layer of purge that isn't serving purpose, that's letting that go. And as we let that go, it no longer serves us, then we can kind of like look and reevaluate where we are of what now we still want to keep within us. Now I'm going to give you an example of this. For instance, you've been handling certain issues that are coming up that you're dealing with a certain way, and you're reacting out of anger instead of stepping back and letting yourself fully embody what that is and how you really feel, and maybe clear something with it before you respond or give a response. And say that you might still be like following through with your old patterns and your old ways. It's a little bit now about saying, I can be kinder to myself, and I can accept all of me. And that it's not about cutting in any one side of me out, is the point I'm saying here. So it's about coming into a place of self-acceptance here too, in this space of shifting into your fullest potential, meaning you will always have contrast. And it's about finding and getting into your vortex of your destiny and tuning in, tapping in, and turning on your channel that you came here to live out. And then in that space, be able to find this alignment inside of that is going to keep you swaying in and out, meaning like you will not be perfect at this, but when you step outside the target and get off track, that even getting off track is really part of your path, because you can recognize that you've stepped out of that path. So then, to stay in alignment, now let's talk about those 3 ways. And the first way is to speak your truth without feeling guilty. Now, I'm seeing this affect a lot of the throat chakra this week for this expanded version of self, of being able to speak from an empowerment standpoint. And this is what I was saying a while ago, to be able to speak from a space of a response rather than reacting from the anger and then turning around and feeling guilty because you overreacted. And now it's pulling up the guilt that you potentially set yourself up to do something you promised you weren't going to do anymore. But what I want you to know here is that these situations are still happening in order for you to exercise your new ways and to bring into form the new way that you're to handle things. And right now I'm seeing a lot of this exercising this speech and this truth really without feeling guilty, because what we've done is we have had, we're letting go of the expectations of others here. So others have placed expectations on us. We have tried to comply with those expectations to some degree. And now we don't want to comply with those expectations. We want to stand in our own empowerment. But in that, there's a sense of potentially being judged for your shift, your change of your new ways. And then in that space, if we are picking up and we are feeling the judgment projection from other people, that means our own reflection in that would be some form of self-judgment that at the end of the day still has to do with creating a self-acceptance of your truth, so that when you go to speak that truth, you can do it without guilt and be able to express who you are, and letting out those stored emotions, and also learning how not to restore those emotions. So therefore, going through these repeating patterns and cycles of purging layers are really just a way of releasing those past habits, creating the new ones, and out with the old and with the new, which is part of the creation of yourself, the new way you're going to do things, the new way you're going to handle things. And this can be done on this level as far as what I'm saying about your truth and speaking. I mean, it can also, and I didn't exactly, but this, one of these three is not technically anything about the external reality. I mean, it creates the external reality, but I'm talking even in physical space of, chaos around you or chaotic people around you or certain things like that. I mean, even what's around you physically may not serve a purpose anymore. And that being, furniture or, clothes or, definitely people, and those sorts of things. So it's going to be in this space about learning how to let go of that past, because some of those things we kind of like, but it's things that we're ready for something bigger, better, bolder, and that matches who our new person is, our new vibration. So number 2 in the staying in alignment so that you can recreate yourself is don't let others rob you of your energy. Because, and this is attacking the solar plexus, and I've been seeing a lot of this throat chakra and solar plexus being activated within the solar plexus and being a release of another layer of persecution from the throat chakra in this last week with several different clients. So you might want to focus on these areas this week so that you can do this purge and you can activate more of your truth in bringing it into form to be able to speak your truth, so to speak. You might want to be working on some things to exercise your throat chakra and your solar plexus in the way of releasing things, rebalancing them, and then, kind of reactivating them from a standpoint of keeping them open, free, and clear. But so when it comes to not being robbed by the energy of others, another piece of that is do not take on that energy of others. And it's in the contrast. So see, sometimes people come in and they will push buttons. And if they're not getting the response from you that they used to be getting from you, they will continue to push and push and push, trying to find even a new button. And as long as you allow them to push your button and you respond in that way, then they're going to keep moving until they can find a new button, technically. So that's not allowing them to find that space in you. So don't give them your power away to allow them to pull your vibration down, is what I'm saying. So if you know, and number one. Number two, if they do have this projection, if they do have this judgment, if they do have these expectations that they're placing on you because you're changing and you're not complying with your old you of the way they used to, you know, handle these things, then don't allow who they are, what they're doing, don't allow it to like place your focus there and to suck you dry in an aspect that it takes energy and robs you of your higher vibrational energy. Don't stoop to their level, so to speak. And this is going to be about you being able to kind of come into, and I said this earlier, but I can't say it enough, it's going to be about you coming into some self-acceptance of yourself, but in the reflection of accepting who they are. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, what is going to be important is that you also recreate these new types of relationships with them if it's somebody such as, you know, parents, like mother, father, like the Divine Feminine right now is really doing a lot of work with their fathers. And Divine Masculine are doing a lot with either karmics and or their mothers in order to do this exact template that I'm referring to here, that's helping to stand up within our divine truth so that we can actually purge what's between the blocks that we've had with these relationships in the past, so we can recreate new relationships with these people and the new way to handle things. Because, you know, when it comes to family, you can cut them out, but ultimately at the end of the day, there's a piece of that would be cutting out yourself, that's saying, I'm not willing to look at me and own my part in this lesson, because it is harmonic and it is two-way and it is give and take. And so if these people have showed up in your life, family or not, if they've showed up in your life and crossed your path to be a trigger, to trigger the exact whatever you need to get your attention of something that you don't even like about what's going on with them, then you better look in the reflection, because you've attracted it for your own experience to also know a piece of that that's going on with you. Now, I want to tell you with where I'm at with this, my biggest two pieces in that, with some experiences I've had over the last few days to a week being put in these exact same examples, has been, you know, for instance, not like carrying the load for the Divine Masculine anymore. Like not needing to like feel guilty for not owning that, their emotions. To be able to stand in my empowerment and say, you know, I am me, this is my truth, this is what I do, and this is who I am, and that I can do number 3 here, which is staying in alignment in my vortex and the flow of the heart of my truth, and that's addressing the heart chakra here, and that I can make every choice about these situations that keep me empowered. So that is like number 3, staying in alignment with the vortex. And to do that is making your choices based on what's going to keep you feeling empowered. And to some degree from the outside, this can for sure look like, you know, that's selfish. It can look like, you know, all about me. And sometimes when you're learning this, it can feel like it's like the all about me, because we are, you know, we are giving people, we are unconditional people, we want to help, we are empaths, we feel that of others, and we don't want to hurt anyone, and we want to try to help from our heart with the greatest good. But at the end of the day, we don't have to own that for them. We don't have to carry that for them. And it's, even if you don't stand up and have to speak your truth to say it, even on an energetic level, it's about you seeing that experience and seeing the reflection and saying, you know what? I don't have to own that anymore. and choosing just sort of to let it go and release it. And to, at the end of the day, what this really does for you, it helps you to begin to believe in yourself. It helps you begin to trust your own guidance, your own instincts, your own journey, your own connection with your higher self. So that as you begin to create, you are not like doing it in like wavering faith, you're unwavering, because you begin to lift yourself up, which is living in truth and lift yourself up, which is living in faith and truth. Sorry, lift up. So, but lift would be living in faith and truth. And at the end of the day, that's what we came here to do, which means we're arriving home, and which means we are then have like found ourselves. We have recreated ourselves. We've shifted into our high priest and high priestess energy, living as the warriors and the goddesses. And this is where this nesting is coming from, because it's the urge to purge, to release that which doesn't align with our vibration, because our vibration is shifted, and then now recreating in like everything, our destiny. So as I was saying, this is helping us recreate us that I was mentioning earlier, but in that recreation of us, that means our external reality and our heart's desires are going to manifest in physical form with not just ourselves now, but now the physical material things around us that are going to come in, including the relationships that we're desiring. So it's a very beautiful energy. And, you know, if you're feeling like this pressure right now, I want you to realize it's coming from the eruption and the feeling to purge that eruption and to release all that stopped, stored, suppressed energy that's been built up from eternity of your soul's evolution. And it's time to purge that out and do that release. And which, by the way, I just want to say, as I say this, I want to send all kinds of love, prayers, positive energy, positive light to all of those that are living on that big island where the volcano is erupting. And I got to tell you, I've been to the big island and I've been to the volcano. And I have been pointed in that direction from the rise of Lemuria for about a good year and a half now, being shown that energy and how that's recreating. And I got to tell you, this is bringing it full circle in a physical form and really bringing into form this, what I'm telling you, this goddess energy. But in the process, it can feel, you know, it can feel like a negative aspect. So it's about rising above that negative aspect. In the meantime, sending love and light to all those people on the big island. You know, they're losing homes, and you know, that is definitely not a fun experience for sure. But you know, the big island holds a lot of that energy and a lot of that karma and a lot of that negativity, and it's releasing it just as we are in our energetic collective energy that I'm referring to here now. So, all right. With that being said, I want to wish you lots of love and light, and I want to make sure that you get plugged in to the, get registered for the I'm Coming Out and Free to Be Me challenge. So be sure to check out the link below. And also be sure to check out, I'm starting my live stream on Facebook that's going to have some more tips, tools, and techniques that will help assist you in addition to what I'm delivering here. So be sure to go on over and like me there, and that would be awesome. Like, comment, share this shine, and subscribe. And I want to wish you loads of love. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel there's something else coming in. I just want to see what it is. Trust. Trust, trust, trust. That's what I'm feeling. Trust, trust, trust. I just keep hearing trust. Do not give up. Do not give in. Do not fold on this, because it's all already done, and for you to expect things to show up. Okay? Much love, many blessings. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.